Got a pretty exciting day today. Got a precision Matthews lathe getting dropped off. It's brand new. So it'll be my first lathe, pretty excited about it. So this will be my first new machine day. So we'll get it offloaded here soon. The driver just called, said he's about 15 minutes out, and we'll see if we can unbox it and start setting it up. Just took delivery of the Precision Matthews 12x36 lathe. Looks like it made it intact. The crate really looks good. They've apparently put it on another crate at the bottom that's kind of getting torn up. I'm sure it probably happened at the shipping terminal or something, but the crates that matter, everything looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start tearing on this into this thing and get it unboxed. Just taking the top crate off. Everything looks like it's packaged very, very well. Doesn't look like there's any damage to the machine. Looks like the box is packed pretty tight, so I'll go ahead and start pulling some of this stuff out. These here are the cast iron bases. I think they might have made some upgrades from what they advertised, because they say it adds another 250 pounds to the machine. But this one here was easily about 220 pounds just on its own. The package did say 100 kilograms. I'd say this one's about 100 pounds, maybe 125 on its own. So very heavy. I would suggest, unless you're a big guy, just use some mechanical lifting to get those down so you don't hurt yourself. Anyway, we'll go ahead and see what all we got. Looks like this is the DRO and the chuck. So chip guard, backsplash. Looks like our packing list and probably instruction manuals right here on top. We'll get some of this out and we'll see what it looks like. Some of the tooling that I bought with it. It's like a boring bar. No, not a boring bar, it's for making threads actually. Looks like this is the turning kit. Like we got some more tools and looks like the quick tool changer. Did find that down in there. I guess we'll have to figure out what that goes to. Looks like maybe a lock or I see where it is. So there's a handle up here for the gear change. Actually, we'll just leave this off for right now. Take care of it later. Looks like it comes with a little tool kit. Oh, they didn't advertise that it had one of those. Pretty nice. Looks like some other gears in here. I'm not really sure what that's for because I thought that there wasn't much gears to change. Thank God we got some good quality screwdrivers. Anyway, we'll go through all this stuff a little later. Got the mounts for the chip guard or splash guard or something. Well, here we have it. It's first I get to see it. It appears that it made it all in one piece. Nothing appears damaged. There was a handle up here that one of these, it just came unscrewed, so no big deal. Got that over on the bench. Looks like a sticker might have fallen off though, so I'm not sure where that one goes. Probably over the cross feed, I think. Sticker there. Looks like it's just got some really heavy oil put over everything. Doesn't look like it's going to be real difficult to clean it. Anyway, this is how they ship it. We'll see if we can get this thing out of the crate and put into place and see how it works. Got everything rigged up to go ahead and make a lift on this thing. My plan is first I'm going to go ahead and just get all these pallets out from under it, set it down on the legs of the cherry picker. And then I'll get the side cabinet set up and get it set down on them. I'm going to put those under some furniture dollies first. That way I can go ahead and have this assembled and then move it into place here in a little bit. But this is the lathe. This is my setup. One thing of note is you got to have like some spreader blocks of wood under these slings so that you don't get into all these lead screws and the drive shaft and everything. You can tell up under here I had to put another block of wood since it's cut away up there to be able to get that to spread out. Also have to watch this DRO scale on the back side here, so got enough in there just to keep everything away from that. You will see that I used a ratchet strap here. It's actually very loose. I just didn't like, since the pick point was here, it let that shift around a little bit. So I just kind of put a little tension on there just so it doesn't wobble on me. We're going to go ahead and pick this up, get this wood out from underneath it, and then we'll get ready to set it on the stands. So what I've done here is I've gone ahead and bolted the chip pan to the base, have it sitting on some furniture dollies. And my plan is we'll lift this up. I've got it bolted together so it stays at the right space, and once I get it up under it, I'll pull the bolts out, hopefully set the lathe down, and then should be able to bolt it all up. We'll see how this goes. I think I'm going to actually rearrange the furniture dollies on here. All right, we got the furniture dollies fixed now, so we'll give this another shot. Just need to go up a little more and should be able to set it down. All right, the next thing Precision Matthews says to do is to put a little bit of RTV around the mounting holes. That'll keep the coolant in the tray versus dripping out through the mounting holes. So we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, well, everything's installed. I've used it a few times. I gotta say, so far, I really love this machine. I'm not a professional machinist. I'm just getting into this as being a hobby thing, but from what I can tell, everything looks like it's made very well. Tolerances seem to be really tight. Really no major complaints so far on it. I'm pretty overall happy with the purchase. Didn't show you guys how I moved it over here. I have read a few things on forums where people say you can't move them with a cherry picker close to a wall like this. That is not true. That's exactly how I got this in here. The key is leave the foot brake off. Just leave that out, and then the back piece of the cabinet there, leave that out as well. That'll get you room to get the legs of the cherry picker in, kind of like this. And since your center of gravity is pretty much right here, it makes for a very, very easy lift. I just put it in with the cherry picker. No issues at all. Only one thing I will say that I had to do was on this roll pin on the foot brake. It actually came drilled in the wrong spot. They had it drilled way down here, which pushed the shaft too far this way. And that interfered with the other shaft that it mates up to. So instead of trying to cut it off or something like that, I just put the shaft where it needed to be, re-drilled the pin, and everything works well. Didn't show you how I went about leveling this thing. It has been leveled. I would advise somebody to watch a video on it kind of the way I did, because I'm no professional to explain how I did all this stuff. Overall, I mean, the machine runs pretty quiet. There's a lot of safety features on it. If you have this guard up, the machine won't start. If you're running it and pull it up, it'll shut it off. If this door's open, it'll shut it off. You got an emergency stop, and then you also have this foot brake down there that turns it off and stops it very, very quickly. Pretty quiet. This is how you turn it on and off. You got your forward and reverse. That was reverse. I actually had it on with that lever. It works well. Foot brake stops it really quickly. My only real complaint so far is probably just the way they mounted this. I was playing a little bit with a compound to make some tapers, and it's, as you can see, kind of interferes here, especially if you start having the compound out a little ways. It binds up there. So I'm probably going to look at moving this somewhere else just so it doesn't happen anymore. Other than that, it seems to be an overall great machine. Really no complaints. Made a few parts for my mill, and then of course this was just me playing around with trying to make sure I could get tapers and a few dimensions correct for some other things I'm wanting to make. But looks like it works great. Really good surface finish, in my opinion. The toolbox came with some gears. Not really sure why. From the reading that I'm looking at, the only gear change you have to make on this machine is this right here, and this is only if you're changing from metric to imperial. It's already set up for imperial threading, so should be pretty much the only thing I'm needing to do. But I guess just got, it must be a generic toolbox that just sent some gears for another machine. Yeah, everything works great. Pretty happy with the purchase. I would highly recommend this to anybody else that's looking for a affordable lathe to have at the home, or maybe even a shop. The only thing that I've done, I have changed out to a collet chuck, which I also purchased when I purchased this machine. I'll say I'm very impressed on this. I had a dial indicator on this right here at the taper for the collets. Right out of the box, put the chuck on, did not adjust anything in it to make it concentric, and I was only seeing just less than a tenth of run out on this thing all the way around. So to me, that's pretty impressive, and I could probably get it even a little bit better if I adjust this some, but I'm really not even going to worry about it. That's going to be way more precise than anything I'm doing. Anyway, hope y'all like this video.